Headphone Part 1, The Beginning of Mastery, Understanding Your Inner World. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, who's really in control of my life? Is it the world around you? The people who judge you? Or is it that small, quiet voice inside your head, the one that never stops talking? The truth is, your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever own. It can either create your dream life or destroy it. Every decision, every reaction, every habit, they all start from one place, your thoughts. But here's the problem most people never realize. We grow up being told to control our behavior, to control our emotions, even control our words. Yet no one ever teaches us how to control the one thing that controls everything else, our mind. Think about it. You can't change your life until you change the way you think, because what you think determines what you feel. What you feel determines what you do, and what you do determines what you become. So if you ever feel stuck, unmotivated, lost, or afraid, it's not your circumstances holding you back. It's your thinking. Sunrise the power within. The human mind is not a cage. It's a universe. And inside it lies both heaven and hell, both success and failure, both light and darkness. The people who rise above the crowd, who achieve greatness, who seem unstoppable, they're not lucky. They're not born different. They simply learned how to master their minds. They understood that success doesn't start with money, status, or opportunity. It starts with belief. Belief is the foundation of every achievement in history. When Thomas Edison was told that making a light bulb was impossible, he didn't argue. He believed. When the Wright brothers were mocked for trying to fly, they didn't stop. They believed. When Elon Musk was laughed at for dreaming of Mars, he didn't quit. He believed. And that belief came from one simple power: control over the mind. Because once you master your thoughts, you stop being controlled by fear. You stop being limited by doubt. You stop being a victim of your emotions. You start to create. You start to build. You start to become. High voltage, the two voices. Inside every human mind, there are two voices. One is the voice of fear. It tells you, you can't do it. You're not smart enough. What if you fail? That voice is loud, convincing, and sometimes cruel. The other is the voice of power. It whispers, you are capable. You are enough. You can rise. But this voice is quiet. You have to listen carefully. Most people never silence their fear long enough to hear their power. They live their whole lives obeying the wrong voice, the voice that limits them. And that's why their dreams fade into excuses. But when you learn to control your mind, you begin to change that balance. You start feeding the voice of power and starving the voice of fear. The secret is simple. You become what you repeat. If you keep telling yourself you can't, your mind will prove you right. If you keep telling yourself you can, your mind will open doors you didn't even know existed. Thought balloon, the law of focus. Here's something powerful to remember. Whatever you focus on, you feel. And whatever you feel, you attract. Focus on your pain, and your life becomes heavy. Focus on your possibilities, and your life becomes powerful. Your mind is like a magnifying glass. It doesn't choose what to amplify. You do. If you constantly focus on problems, you will always find more. If you focus on growth, on gratitude, on purpose, your world will expand. So ask yourself right now, what am I focusing on every day? Worry, doubt, fear, or discipline, progress, and vision? You cannot control the outside world, but you can control your inner world. And when your inner world is strong, no storm can shake you. Fire the awakening. The moment you realize your thoughts are not facts, that's the beginning of freedom. Your mind will always talk. It's what it does. But you don't have to believe everything it says. When it says, you're not good enough, you can reply, maybe not yet, but I'm learning. When it says, you'll fail, you can respond, maybe I will, but I'll try again. That's mastery. Not silence, not perfection, but choice. The choice to think consciously instead of reacting emotionally. That's how success is built. Not overnight, not by luck, but by mastering one thought at a time. Because once you can control your thoughts, you can control your actions. And when you can control your actions, you can control your destiny. Headphone Part 2, Training the Mind, Building Power, Focus, and Discipline. Now that you understand the power of your mind, it's time to train it, because awareness alone is not enough. You can't just know that your mind is powerful. You must learn how to use that power deliberately. Just like a muscle, your mind needs practice, resistance, and repetition to grow strong. Think about a bodybuilder. They don't get strong by lifting weights once. They train over and over again until their strength becomes effortless. The same rule applies to your mind. Mental strength comes from mental repetition, from learning how to think on purpose, not by accident. Brain step 1, guard your mental space. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant inside it, thoughts, words, beliefs will grow. If you don't plant anything, weeds will take over by default. So ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind every day? Every scroll, every video, every conversation is a seed. Most people feed their minds with negativity, gossip, fear, comparison, anger, and then they wonder why their lives feel heavy and hopeless. If you want success, you must protect your mental environment. Guard it like a sacred space. Limit the noise. Choose your inputs wisely. Read books that inspire you. Watch content that empowers you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to rise, not people who keep you small. Remember, your mind becomes what you consume. Feed it greatness, and greatness will start growing inside you. Fire step 2, train focus like a warrior. In today's world, distraction is the new disease. Your phone, notifications, endless scrolling, they all steal your focus 1 second at a time. And focus is the currency of success. Every dream you have requires one thing: deep, sustained focus. If you can't focus, you can't finish. If you can't finish, you can't win. So how do you master focus? Start small. Pick one thing that matters and give it your full attention for 30 minutes. No phone, no multitasking, no noise. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring it back. That single act, bringing your focus back, is like a mental push-up. Do it enough times, and you'll become mentally unshakable. Greatness doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things with intense focus. Every day, remind yourself, my attention is my power. Where I put my attention, I put my energy. Where I put my energy, I create results. Flex biceps step 3, build the discipline muscle. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is eternal. Motivation will get you started. Discipline will keep you going when motivation dies. And it always does. The world's most successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, habits, and daily discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And here's the truth. You'll rarely feel like it. You'll feel tired, lazy, distracted. Your mind will whisper 1,000 excuses. But if you obey your feelings, you'll stay stuck where you are. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, your mind gets stronger. You build mental calluses, just like lifting weights builds muscle calluses. The first few times are hard, but soon, doing hard things becomes who you are. So wake up early when you don't feel like it. Study when others are scrolling. Exercise when it's inconvenient. Focus when your mind wants to wander. Each act of discipline plants the seed of greatness. Sunrise over mountain step 4. Reprogram your subconscious. Here's something most people never understand. Your subconscious mind runs 95% of your daily behavior. It's the invisible autopilot behind your habits, emotions, and reactions. So if you want to change your life, you must reprogram your subconscious. How? Through repetition and emotion. Whatever you tell your subconscious repeatedly, especially with emotion, it starts to believe. Say to yourself daily, I am in control of my thoughts. I am focused, disciplined, and calm. I am becoming the best version of myself. Don't just say it. Feel it. Feel what it's like to already be that person. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. When you feel it deeply, it starts to shift your internal programming. That's why affirmations, visualization, and gratitude work. They are not magic. They are mental training. They rewire your inner dialogue from doubt to power. And when your subconscious changes, your actions follow automatically. That's how transformation happens, from the inside out. High voltage step 5. Turn resistance into fuel. Every time you decide to grow, resistance will show up. That's the mind's way of testing you. It whispers, "It's too hard. You're not ready. Maybe later." But listen carefully. Resistance means you're moving in the right direction. If it's uncomfortable, it's valuable. If it's difficult, it's worth doing. Learn to see resistance not as an enemy, but as proof that you're evolving. Every time you push through it, your mind bends to your will. And one day, what once felt impossible becomes effortless. Part 3. The Science of Mindset. How successful people think differently. Have you ever wondered why two people can face the same challenge, but only one of them rises, while the other gives up? Same obstacle, same world, but completely different outcomes. The answer lies in mindset. Your mindset is the filter through which you experience reality. It decides whether something becomes a lesson or a limitation, whether you see a wall or a doorway. And once you learn how successful people think, you begin to see that success isn't luck. It's a mindset formula, a science of the mind. Puzzle piece fixed versus growth mindset. Dr. Carol Dweck, a Stanford psychologist, discovered two main mindsets that shape every human life: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are set in stone. They think, "I'm either smart or I'm not. I'm talented or I'm not." When they fail, they take it personally as proof that they're not good enough. But people with a growth mindset see the world differently. They understand that intelligence, talent, and success are not fixed traits. They're skills that can be developed. When they fail, they don't feel defeated. They feel inspired. They ask, "What can I learn from this?" And that one question changes everything. Failure doesn't destroy them. It fuels them. They know every setback is part of their training. The truth is, success isn't built on winning. It's built on learning faster than everyone else. If you want to master your mind, you must adopt the growth mindset. You must see challenges as teachers, not enemies. Every obstacle is an invitation to evolve. High voltage, the power of self-talk. Every day, you talk to yourself more than anyone else ever will. And the words you say to yourself matter more than you can imagine. Your self-talk is like a script your subconscious mind follows. If that script says, "I'm not enough," your mind will act accordingly. If it says, "I'm capable, I'm growing, I can handle this," your brain rewires itself to perform better. Science has proven this. Positive self-talk activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for problem solving and focus. Negative self-talk activates the amygdala, the part that triggers fear and anxiety. So when you tell yourself, "I can't," your brain literally shuts down its creative potential. But when you say, "I can figure this out," your brain lights up with new possibilities. You see, your words become your world. So choose your words carefully. You are always listening. Thought balloon, the visualization secret. Every great performer, athlete, and entrepreneur uses one powerful mental tool: visualization. When Michael Phelps trained for the Olympics, he didn't just swim. Every night before bed, he visualized every stroke, every turn, every breath, even how the water would feel against his skin. By the time he reached the real race, he had already lived it 1,000 times in his mind. That's the secret. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. When you visualize success clearly and emotionally, your brain begins to build neural pathways, as if it's already happening. Visualization is mental rehearsal. You're programming your subconscious for victory before the battle even begins. So every morning, close your eyes and see yourself succeeding. See yourself focused, calm, and powerful. Feel the confidence. Smell the success. Live it in your mind until it feels real. Because once your mind believes it, your body follows. Fire the fear reversal technique. Most people let fear control them. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of the unknown. But successful people see fear differently. They use fear as a signal of growth. Fear means you're expanding beyond your comfort zone, and that's where transformation happens. Your comfort zone keeps you safe, but it also keeps you small. So here's the secret. Whenever you feel fear, don't run away from it. Run toward it. Ask yourself, what is this fear trying to teach me? What version of me will emerge if I face this head on? That shift from fear to curiosity changes everything. Fear stops being a wall and becomes a compass. It shows you where your next level lives. Gemstone, the power of identity. Here's one of the deepest truths about the mind. You will never act consistently in a way that conflicts with your identity. If you believe you're lazy, no matter how many times you try to be productive, you'll always fall back. If you believe you're unlucky, you'll unconsciously sabotage opportunities. But if you change your identity, your inner story, everything shifts. You stop trying to succeed and start being the person who succeeds. Tell yourself, I am disciplined. I am confident. I am in control. I am becoming unstoppable. Repeat it until it feels real. Your subconscious will catch up. And once your identity changes, your behavior follows automatically. You don't need to force success. You simply need to become the kind of person success naturally attracts. Final part, the ultimate transformation, living as a master of your mind. You've come a long way, from discovering the power of your mind, to training your focus, to learning how successful people think. You've now reached the most important stage, living what you've learned. Because true mastery isn't about controlling your thoughts for a moment. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally thinks, feels, and acts from power. It's about turning discipline into identity and peace into your default state. Let's begin. Sunrise, the stillness within. The world is loud. Everyone is rushing, comparing, scrolling, chasing validation, money, and approval. But the master of the mind walks differently. Calm, grounded, focused, because they've discovered something the world forgot. Stillness is strength. When your mind is quiet, you can hear your intuition. You can feel truth. You can sense direction. You no longer react to chaos. You respond with clarity. You no longer fight the noise. You move with intention. A mastermind doesn't mean you never feel fear, anger, or doubt. It means those emotions no longer control you. You see them, breathe through them, and let them pass, like clouds drifting across the sky. That's real power, emotional mastery. Because when you can stay calm in the middle of chaos, you become untouchable. Gemstone, the power of presence. One of the most beautiful lessons in mastering the mind is learning how to live in the present moment. The past is gone. The future hasn't arrived. The only real power you have is now. Your mind loves to pull you into the past, regrets, mistakes, what-ifs, or it tries to drag you into the future, fears, doubts, what will happen. But life only happens in this breath, right here, right now. Every moment you spend overthinking is a moment you could spend living. When you fully live in the now, when you focus your entire attention on this single moment, your energy multiplies. Your creativity expands. Your joy returns. Presence isn't passive. It's power in its purest form. Because when you're fully present, your mind becomes your servant, not your master. Fire the formula for unstoppable confidence. Confidence doesn't come from achievements. It comes from alignment, from knowing that your actions match your values and your thoughts match your goals. When you live in alignment, doubt disappears. You don't need the world's approval. You already have your own. Confidence is quiet. It's not arrogance. It's not ego. It's peace, the peace of knowing. I've done the work. I trust myself. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You create it. You don't hope things work out. You make them work out. True confidence is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite the fear, because your vision is louder than your doubt. So every day, remind yourself, I trust my process. I've survived worse. I'm prepared. I can handle whatever comes. That's the mindset of a leader. That's the mind of a master. Shooting star, the creator mindset. When you master your mind, you stop being a victim of life, and you become the creator of it. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what is this teaching me? You stop waiting for motivation, and you start building momentum. You stop reacting to life, and you start designing it. Your thoughts create your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your actions. Your actions build your destiny. That's the hidden power behind every success story you've ever heard. It all began with someone who decided to think differently, to believe differently, to master their mind. Dizzy the freedom of letting go. Here's the final secret of mastery. Sometimes, the strongest mind is the one that can let go. Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of perfection. Let go of the opinions of others. When you stop trying to control what's outside of you, you finally gain control over what's inside of you. Peace doesn't mean life is perfect. Peace means you're no longer controlled by the imperfect. When you let go of resistance, you make space for creativity, love, and success to flow naturally. You realize that you were never fighting the world. You were only fighting your own thoughts about it. And once you release that fight, life becomes beautiful again. Sunrise over mountains, living as the master. Mastery is not a destination. It's a lifestyle. Every day, your mind will test you. It will tempt you with fear, distraction, doubt, and negativity. But now you have the tools. You know how to stay centered. You know how to redirect your thoughts. You know how to choose peace over panic, focus over chaos, discipline over comfort. That's what separates the few who rise from the many who drift. You are no longer a prisoner of your thoughts. You are their commander. You no longer chase success. You attract it effortlessly. Because success is not something you do. It's something you become. And the moment you master your mind, you master your life. Glowing star final reflection. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel the calm. Feel the strength. Feel the quiet power inside you. That's you, the real you, the one beneath the noise. The one who always had the power, waiting to be remembered. From this moment forward, walk like someone who knows. Speak like someone who believes. Act like someone who's already free. Because you are the master of your mind. And your mind is the hidden power behind every success.